Good morning, warriors. Big sunshiny day here in Brussels. What? How's that possible? Maybe the world is ending, but I don't care. It's sunny and it's November. Yay! So, I'm here today to talk about that feeling that we have when we're depressed or when we're in a lot of pain. That the pain or the depression is never going to end. And actually, this is one of the main causes of suicide. Studies prove that suicide is not so much due to depression itself, but to anxiety, to that feeling we have that this is never going to pass. And that feeling is wrong. That feeling is a lie. Matt Haig, in this book about depression, says that depression lies. Depression tells us that we're going to stay in this state forever when it's not true. This is pain speaking, because when we're in a lot of pain, we can only our bodies and our minds can only concentrate on one thing, and that one thing is the pain. How am I going to get rid of this? How am I going to solve this in this moment being? I spoke with a person the other day who was in a depression, and she has been on and off for a year now. And she was saying, well, if I'm still going to be like this in 20 years, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, stop it. How can you take 1 year and transform it into 20 years? That just doesn't make sense. This is the depression speaking. Depression lies to us. I can compare this feeling right now to physical pain because I came out of my depression and I was really suicidal, and I did think it was going to last forever, and I'm still recovering. But I can see how much of a fallacy it is and when we fool ourselves that this is not going to end. And I can see this in two examples that I had recently with physical pain. So I had a gastritis a couple of months ago, and it was horrible. I was up all night with insane stomach pain, and it was driving me insane. And it lasted for a week. But during that week, I really thought this is not going to end. I'm going to be like this forever. I'm going to have this excruciating pain forever. And it did get solved, of course. And it did resolve. And I no longer having that problem. And I had the exact same feeling the other day with toothache because it was so bad and I couldn't eat and I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. And I started thinking about worst case scenarios, like they're gonna take my tooth off, because of course I'm a very anxious person, so I always think about the worst case scenario, the catastrophe, etc. And I have also complex PTSD. I'll do another video on that soon. But yeah, so and then I thought depression is the same thing. Depression makes us think that the feeling is not going to end. It is like physical pain, but the difference is with physical pain, we kind of know, and people tell us, and doctors can tell us that is going to end, and they can kind of put a time frame on it. What the difference between depression is, no one is going to put a time frame on it. So we have to kind of manage it ourselves and tell ourselves that it's going to end. So how do we do that? Well, it's hard, but I can think of two ways. One way is to ask yourself, has it really been that long? In my case, I had been in a horrible state for a couple of months, and it seemed like forever. But if I would really look into it, and if I really see it now, it wasn't really that long. Just my mind made it eternal. So try to look at the past and try to see how long has it been. And objectively, not subjectively, objectively, in the overall of your life, is this really a big time frame? Probably not as much as you think it is. The second suggestion that I have for you is meditation. I joined a Buddhist group of meditation. I'm not religious, so yeah, if anything, I'm just interested in the philosophical part of it. I think Buddhist philosophy is really interesting, especially in the nowadays society, in which we are so stressed and focused on consuming and being better than anyone else, and thinking that the pain is just ours because we live in a very individualistic society. But one of the four principles of Buddhism is there is pain. So the affirmation "there is pain" is meant to make us realize that yes, we're in pain, but there's a lot of people in this universe, in this world, that are also in pain. So we're not alone. There is pain. When I have a disease, if I have a depression, it's not just me. You're not alone. There is depression. There is disease in the world. So, and that being said, I would join this meditation group, and the Buddhist meditation group and the Buddhist meditation makes us realize that it focuses us more on the present moments, and it focuses and it helps us realize our thoughts. So you focus on your breath, and you, for example, you can name your breath. You can say, it's going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. And then you have a thought, and you note there is a thought, and you go back to the breath, and it's going up and it's going down. And what you realize, and what my teacher in the meditation says, and that's actually a quote of the Buddha, it says that everything is moving inside of ourselves. Nothing is eternal. So those thoughts that you have are just thoughts. And your depression is something that will pass. This is something that meditation can help you do. And again, it's not a religious thing. It's a practice that a lot of people do. And even if I do the Buddhist meditation because it's like a no bullshit kind of approach, it's very simple. But you can also do mindfulness. You can also join a mindfulness group. And a lot of practitioners, actually, a lot of psychotherapists and therapists nowadays use mindfulness for their patients who suffer from mental illness. So I hope this video helped. If you have any comments, any suggestions, just put it on the link below. If you have any questions, just email me at nazarezlab@gmail.com. And I will see you again. I'm just going to enjoy sunny Brussels. How weird is that to say on a November day? But I don't care. I don't care. It's okay. There is sun. Happy healings.